with this yarrow plant. I was trying to send up lots of new little flowers. So I thought if I trimmed it all back, all the dead stuff on top, maybe it would encourage it to put out some more flowers and be pretty again.
Hey, look, there's an onion right here.
Oh yeah, that's weird. Remember how that happened?
Oh man, it's hot. Yeah.
Oh yes, it's scorching hot.
I'm gonna eat it. You want to eat it?
So today I'm gonna go ahead also and cut some of these carrot flowers. You can see the seeds are all brown and hopefully ready. We might let them dry a little longer after we cut them before we store them. But they're looking pretty ready to be harvested. Asher just took a bite of the onion. Asher just ate a bite of that onion that he found. Okay, you guys can work on pulling any weeds that are growing in the path, okay?
That's what we're going to do today?
Yeah. There's quite a few seeds there.
I'll start over at the end.
Okay. There's a big pile that I cut from the asparagus patch too that we can pick up.
They smell good. A lot of these squares have not weeded for a long time.
I was just weeding all of them today. I weeded most of the boxes.
I'm going to weed this in my box. It's always hot.
It is hot. Well, that's funny, they like wrapped around the rocks, didn't they?
Oh, it's like pinched against them, like the sticky stuff. See?
That's funny.
Actually, come look at this. Okay. This
I
growing
can't see
rocks,
anything.
this plant. Oh, everything went black for a second. See? This sticky thing is sticking to the rock.
Mom,
I need to grab it.
Mom, this one is,
I'm going to take it off and see what it is.
this one is like this one that I found, but it's not black and doesn't have white dots.
Really?
Whack.
I'm just gonna put
Okay.
the sheet.
Then I need the steam juicer.
Oh, it's that big.
It's way towards the back, and it's in a box that still says what it is, I think.
I see it.
I'm just gonna put the sheet over the blue sheet so I can just take off that sheet.
Just take the sheet off and take the pillows off. We're gonna put different sheets on. Yeah, there you go. We'll just leave the attic open for now because we might need to get down some jars, but I'm not sure if we'll need them today or not.
We're going to put green grapes in there.
Okay, well just get the purple ones for now.
Okay.
Is there a spider in there? Lots and lots of purple grapes in here, although the birds have been chowing down on them, so most of the bunches are missing grapes. There's a nice looking one there. There's some there. And we've also got green grapes, so there's some that'll look like this when they're ripe, and then some that are purple. But
Does that look any good?
that's fine. Well, yeah. But see how these look on the inside? You want them nice and full like that.
Okay. Hi.
Asher's in charge of green beans this year, so he's gonna make a can of green beans.
A jar.
A jar of green beans.
He said, He got pee.
Only one jar, but we're gonna enjoy learning how to do this. Wait, we gotta put in the water, so put in this. I got you 4 cups of water here.
Just
Yeah, just pour it into the container.
Is that hot water?
Okay, now push start. Okay, now when it starts to steam and beep, then we have to turn the valve on the top to airtight, okay?
Okay. Look what it's doing.
Yep, it's building up pressure in now.
It smells like green beans.
Gonna get the jar lifter? There it is!
It smells like green beans.
Oh no, it smells like green beans. It didn't smell like it when it was in the pot.
Asher made a jar of green beans.
Yeah.
Make you feel proud?
Yeah.
So we ended up with about 1.5 quarts of juice from that first batch of grapes, and the kids are out picking me some more right now.
I do hear where the I feel like we got this. There you go. Ooh, purple one. What do you do with the green stuff on it?
So here's the grapes that are done, and we'll dump those into a bowl to take out to the compost. There's that.
And there's the new
And then we can start our new batch. And here's a close-up of our hibiscus flowers. I've been trying to figure out when I can harvest these. Hibiscus flowers are really tasty when you drink them as tea. They're kind of a tart flavor, and I have never harvested them. This is only the second year we've really had, well, last year I only had like 2 flowers. This year it's got lots, but I was reading that after they bloom they're gonna get a seed pod, and something with that seed pod, like not the actual pod, but it's gonna form a thing around it, I think is what I'm supposed to pick. I'm not sure. Some things I read said that it was the actual flower bud itself that you need to pick before it blooms. So I'm gonna wait this year and see if they form this other thing that is pickable. If not, then next year I'll know to just pick the blooms or the flower buds before they open. But it's doing really well. Last year I just had 1 stem and a few flowers, but this year it looks like it's got 4 stems and they all have lots of buds on them. Today we are gonna pick these hawthorn berries. I'm afraid the birds might be getting them. They've been munching my grapes all up. I just saw a bunch of birds flying away from here, so we better get them picked.
That's one stuck in.
Okay, I just picked up. Oh, there's one more. See it? Here you go. All right, I'm pretty sure we got them all now. Now I've got these on a plate, and we'll just let these dry for a couple of weeks so they're all dried up, and then they'll go into the pantry in my hawthorn berry jar. Today we're going to start juicing the green grapes now. The green grapes are sweeter than the purple grapes, and the birds don't bother them, so 2 bonuses for the green ones. Asher's munching up some peas from the garden. Delicious, aren't they?
Open wide. I'm gonna throw this away. No.
What you got? Look at those beautiful tomatoes. Are you so proud? Here's how all of my little herb plants are going, and I'm hoping this weekend to get these planted out into the garden. They're all either perennial or biennial, meaning they'll grow at least one more season after this, and hopefully many more. And then these are the seeds that I started, or I had put in the refrigerator because they need to have some cold first, and they were actually ready to be planted like 3 weeks ago. I'm finally getting around to it. So these cups here are things I'd planted but nothing sprouted, so I've relabeled all these cups, and I'm going to plant those other seeds into these ones today. So the seeds are just mixed into this potting soil. I'm not even sure if I'm picking any up or not, but I'm just going to take some of those and put it in my cups. And it's not the easiest thing to do when I only got one hand. All planted, so now we'll just add some more to the tray. Make sure they stay nice and moist. Those little thyme plants smell really good. This is the parsley, and the burdock, evening primrose, sheep sorrel, plantain. This one says lemon balm, but it's got a plantain in there. Must have dropped the seed. These ones are lemon balm, mullein. We got this one little tiny guy in there. That's the wood betony, chase tree, and one little tiny rosemary. The marshmallow and the wormwood. Those boys are stacking up all the wood there that's too big to chip. We'll burn it in our fire pit this winter when we're having fun outside. Tom is, I think he's chipping. Yeah, I think he's chipping. Thomas is chipping. and they are using the mulch that they're making today to bury our strawberry bed with mulch. And we're gonna try to kind of put things to bed today. We've only got a few days, so we're starting back to school. The first day of fall is in a couple of days. The weather's getting cold. It's 49 degrees today. A couple days ago it kind of started cooling down. It was in the 70s and 80s, but just like 2 days ago it started getting cool, and it's already had frost. We've had frost a few times overnight already, so I would not call this year's garden a success. The only thing that makes me feel better is knowing that I've talked to other people in our area and they have had the same experience we have, that stuff just didn't grow this year. Like, things were really stunted for some reason. Mr. Solly's pepper plant I don't think ever got bigger than like 2 inches, and half the stuff we planted never sprouted, even though we planted repeatedly. And other people we talked to had the same experience, so I don't know what it was about this year, but our fruit was amazing this year. We had the best, nicest apples we've ever had, and our plums were abundant, and the raspberries did good, and strawberries, but the vegetables just were not anything to speak of. It's like we would starve if we had to live off of what we grew this year. Well, any year, but especially this year. So today I'm going to try to get all of these planted out into the garden. Dad found a mushroom inside of one of those logs, growing inside, a big one. That's so amazing. So I've placed all my cups around where I want to plant them. And I'll show you little Thomas. I got one cabbage that's looking lovely and ready to pick. We planted beets 3 times. Only this one came up, which was from last year's planting. Our crabapple tree is heavy laden, but we haven't picked any apples yet from this tree or the other, except for what the kids have just been eating and enjoying. Solly's little pepper plant got killed by the frost the other day. Judah's onions are long ready to pick, so hopefully we'll get those done today, but they never got very big. They're still real small. And the tomatoes got frosted, as you can see, but we've been getting quite a bit off of there, so we're going to hopefully make some pizza sauce with some of these onions and tomatoes. The corn has got frosted, and I don't know if any of it ever got anywhere near big enough to pick. I think Judah wants to pick it anyways. This was his crop, but as I said, nothing really grew this year. Of course, the asparagus produced prolifically in its time in the spring. It's now getting its little berries, although by now it'd usually be covered. So apparently they didn't really bloom much. I only see a couple little berries. Usually they're just loaded with them. See, these tomatoes are looking pretty good, even though the plants themselves look sad from the frost, but there's a lot on there. Of course, the rhubarb has seen better days, but we got a lot of rhubarb from that. And Thomas needs to dig up all of his potatoes along here.
Half of them are dead.
Well,
got buried by wood.
Yeah.
I got like 3 left that still have the tops.
Papa Doug was trying to help us out, but he kind of buried lots of the tomato plant or potato plants, but we should be able to dig them up and they'll be fine. I see where they dug this hole to fix the broken fence. There's a little potato sticking out of the side there. The green beans are pretty much long done. We didn't get a lot, but we did get a little bit of green beans from them. It appears that somebody weed-eated my elderberry bush, so looks like it's still alive, but that's too bad. And it looks like Papa Doug buried my blackberries too when he was working on that fence post. So I'm going to say planting the blackberries this year was a bust. I don't think they're going to make it. This apricot that we planted last year is hanging on, but not looking too swell. This one's looking a little better. That one there is looking okay. They all have these brown leaves. I'm not sure what that's about. The rose hips aren't ripe yet, but when they are, I'll pick those because I saved those for my medicinal herb collection. This is one of the peach trees we planted this year. So got a little green at the bottom, but it's not looking too good. The other one's definitely dead. Two new cherry trees seem like they are doing really good. So it's one positive over here. Our hops vine is something else that was really stunted this year. You can see it didn't get very big at all. Normally climbs clear up to the top and is hanging over. This whole thing is just a big bushy mess of vines, but not this year. This one over here did get some flowers on it at least, but I didn't need any, so I didn't collect any this year. The raspberries did really good, and it looks like there might still be some on here. Yeah.
Over there the other day.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick them and eat them.
They're still not ripe. Those ones aren't.
They're probably all way bad now because they were really ripe.
No, the kids were eating them.
All the ones over there after ate.
Yeah.
They don't follow.
Justice brought me some, so I know they were getting eaten. That one's not quite ready yet.
That's the one that Asher picked off of the one that
Is it?
I would like one. Is there any ripe ones?
There's one
Alright.
right here.
No, that's not quite ready, is it?
Ready enough in my blood.
Those ones at the top.
They're really
I'm
like
alright.
thin. Every time I eat these, they always get stuck right here.
Yeah. So the grapes were excessively abundant this year. Although we didn't collect a lot of them, the birds got to a lot of them before we did. My new crampbark bush is doing alright. Hopefully it likes it here. And of course I harvested all my hawthorn berries, and I'm going to make some hawthorn heart medicine with those. Our plum tree gave us lots and lots and lots of plums. Harvested some of our catnip for our medicinal collection. This hibiscus has been amazing this year. It's had so many flowers and it's been blooming for quite a while now. So next year I'm going to try harvesting some of the flower buds for my medicinal collection. We've had this apple tree and that other for several years, but they've never even bloomed. The apples. This is a monster apple. I'm amazed at how good the apples did this year. And we had quite a few cherries. And this is my black elderberry, and it's doing really good. You can take that empty one and go put it away.
Not this one.
I need that one here, so I'm going to plant it.
This one.
Yeah, that's all dirty because we took the plant out already.
Go put it back. That's where it's supposed to go. No, no, no. Up there. Over there. Where's the others?
labels off the cups and taken one to put onto my little thing to mark my plants.
Feels like it's longer.
Your head feels like it's longer?
Yeah, from being squished by the headphones.
Oh.
My head feels like what that watermelon looked like on the slow-mo guys and they put rubber bands over it. Dad! This is a full bag, right? There's like 5 inches off the top. Yeah. A half bag, one is turned upside down. Yeah, a new bag. We don't have a shorter string than normal.
Are you sure you didn't loosen it enough?
No, it's because the string's broken a few times. So it's like snapped. So then Dad had to tie the two ends back together.
I see.
Much shorter than it's supposed to be.
This is where we had just started this little spot by the back porch, and the boxes are already broken down. This dirt is really nice in here now, and it's all ready for planting.
There's a worm that's
Yeah, there's a worm that's gonna live here with our parsley.
yeah, and it will protect the parsley.
Always. So after we mulched all of this, I was amazed to see how the rose bush just sent up all these new shoots that got huge. They're bigger than anything we've ever had before. And I was really looking forward to showing you guys how much it grew. But one day when Papa Doug was here, he was so zealous to help us, even though I'd asked him 3 times not to. He came out here and he cut off all of these really like 5-foot tall pieces that were growing off. So I don't get to show you how amazing it was, but this rose bush has been here for like 8 years or so. I don't know. I think Justice was a little guy when we got it, and he's about to have his 10th birthday. But it has never reached its full 6-foot height. And then when we just put the mulch on, we didn't do anything else. It just was like, it was loving it. It was making new blooms and everything. So it was pretty amazing. So you can see here, this is one of the spots that he cut, and just how much thicker that is than like some of the other growth. And the leaves were just a lot bigger. And I guess here you can see that that's how it was before, like skinny little stems and small leaves. But all that new stuff it sent out was just huge.
Okay, wait. Go.
Oh, the arms.
One more, I think. Yeah.
You got it?
Yep.
They're gonna hang up the rod. We're gonna put some shower curtain type things up until we get doors built for it. But the tracks we want are $500, so that's gonna be a project for down the road.
What track?
The track to hang the barn doors that we'd like to put up, but it's gotta be really long and it's pretty expensive, so we're gonna wait a while on that. And he's putting up hooks in here so we can start hanging up strollers and wheelchairs and things in here. Tom and I have to go to a party here shortly for one of our customers. I think I'm gonna stop for today, and then maybe tomorrow we can come back out, and Thomas has to harvest his potatoes and the cabbage, and maybe we can mulch some more, and I can finish planting out my herb. I got that many planted, and I still have those and those to go. These ones I'm gonna keep inside, I think, until they're bigger. This rosemary is real small, but I think I could just make that into a container plant for the year. And this wood betony that finally sprouted is still super tiny, so I'm not ready to try to put him out yet. And then these chase trees, it says to put them in pots for a year before planting them out, so I think I'll just, yeah, let them keep growing inside. I also need to come out and gather the seeds from these onions. And I already gathered a bunch of seeds from these carrots, so they can just be trimmed down now.
Hold up the. Let's see here. Ouch, sticking out.
Do you want mommy? I'll be right back. Mom, I think they're making a
level
mess
now.
on my
I got it. Levels over on the floor.
They've just been being there a lot. See them every morning.
Do ya?
Grabbing leaves.
Where's that, Dad?
Is that Dad?
Yes, Dad.
There you go.
Perfect. You can grab the other stroller and Eden can you? Oh, she might not be able to reach the other one.
Where is the other one?
It's hanging up on the other porch.
You want to go get it, Judah? Get on up there.
Help me.
How do you need help putting it back on her coat? Come on.
That's awesome.
Where did that one? Fits funny here.
This could have had a wheels on it.
It might the lock that holds it closed. Is it in the right spot maybe, or
That fell off.
I thought we found it and put it back on. Yeah, it's on there now.
Well, yeah. I put it
But
in there weird.
yeah, it's just probably not closing as tightly as the other one.
But he has to go back on it.
Those wheels not the same height. That's the way.
Mom.
What do you want?
What happened? Dad, I didn't get this.
This is mine. We've gotten rid of 3 bikes. Is that right? They're gonna go on the pile to take out to the dump. Nobody ever rides that one. By the time he's big enough to want to ride a bike, he can start riding his green one maybe.
Yes.
Really? So we can do something with the blue one then?
Hanging up the sticker maybe.